A Stock Report.
Yo, man, like we say every week, brother, we only talk about good money. We don't talk about no bad money here at the Stella Stock Report, man. So let's get right into it, man. We got 5 players to talk about this week. First player we want to talk about, South Range senior running back, linebacker, Aiden Dominguez. Aiden about 6'2", 200. I don't know if he have any offers right now, but he's one of the most underrated players we have in Northeast Ohio. A lot of people don't talk about him. People talk about South Range. They like to talk about Tristan Toy. He's a quarterback. We all know football is a quarterback-driven sport right now. But this kid is a big-time football player. Football runs in his family. He's tough, high football IQ. I think at the next level, he could be a running back. I think he could be a pretty good linebacker also, because he got the type of frame for it, 6'2", 200. He can run, he's strong, and he can make plays on both sides of the ball. So that's a kid I want to give some love to. Keep your eye on him. Whatever school gets this kid, it's getting a steal for sure. Aiden Dominguez is one of the best football players we got in Northeast Ohio. Good luck to you this week, Aiden. Keep doing your thing. Next kid we want to talk about is Cardinal Mooney, sophomore, defensive lineman, Dominic Letlow. 6'3", 230 pounds. Right now he got 2 offers, Akron and Kentucky. You watch this kid on film, man, he's explosive. For a defensive lineman, he's very explosive, very quick. A lot of times when you watch him on film, he's the first person off the ball, whether it's the offensive line or defensive line, he's the first one off the ball. He got strong hands. He's really good with his hands, strong hands. He plays with a high motor, which you don't see from a lot of young defensive linemen, being that he's only a sophomore. You don't see that a lot. He plays with a high motor. He could also maybe be a linebacker in college. He got that type of frame, 6'2", 6'3", 230, depending on how his body develops. But as a sophomore, this kid is tape. He jumps off the screen. Highly productive. He had a big-time year this year for Mooney. They didn't get a lot of wins, but he did his job. He was a dominant force on that defensive line. And I'm sure if you ask any offensive line or offensive coordinators throughout Northeast Ohio that had to play against Mooney, they'll tell you that kid is a stud. And he's going to be a really good player in the future, and the future is bright. And keep your eye on that kid in the 2027 class, man. Dominique Letlow at Mooney, pretty good player. Next 2 players, we want to go to Toledo Central Catholic, man. Since the Ursuline Fighting Irish taking on Toledo Central Catholic, man, we just want to, give their kids some love and shed some light on their kids for some of our people up here in the Warren Youngstown area. First player we want to talk about is junior cornerback Victor Singleton. Victor is 6 foot, 165 pounds. Right now, he got 26 offers. 26 offers as a junior. Some of his bigger offers, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Ole Miss, Penn State, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Wisconsin. Big-time corner commit. Depending on what website you on, depending on who you're talking to, it's up to him or Rock Hill, who's the number 1 corner in Ohio. Some people have him. Some people have Rock. I seen on one website he was number 3 corner in the country. I seen another one he was number 4. I seen another one he was number 2. So it's going to come down to the wire as far as him and Rock, who's the best corner in the state of Ohio. But this kid is definitely a big-time cornerback prospect. He's long. He has really, really good transition skills, meaning when he plant and drive on the ball, he's planting and driving on the ball. There is no false steps. There is no wasted movements. He's really good at transitioning. He got really good ball skills. I like DBs who rather play the ball than just be there and play it safe and say, oh, I knocked it down or I made the tackle. This kid ain't like that. He trying to play the ball. He wants to make a big play. And anytime you're throwing around him, you got to be careful. Ball hawking type style. And he's very physical. That's one thing I know you love about defensive backs. You got to be physical, got to be able to tackle. He ain't scared to throw his face in the fan, and he's very, very competitive. Very, very competitive. So this is one of those kids who this year, next year, we're going to be asking, is he the best corner in the state of Ohio? Is he the best corner in the country? The kid is that good. So keep your eye on Victor Singleton from Toledo Central Catholic. One of his teammates, junior, tight end, Preston Friesel. 6'4", 215 pounds. He got 18 offers. Some of his biggest offers from Cincinnati, Kentucky, Michigan State, Minnesota, Northwestern, Pitt, Purdue, Toledo, and Wisconsin. He's going to school to be a tight end. He's pretty much a big receiver. When you watch this kid on film, this kid is good. This kid can play for sure. Depending on the school, I think he might be able to play receiver at the next level. I understand why some schools want him to play tight end in college, because he's going to be a mixed match nightmare in college because he's a true receiver. When you watch his film in high school, he's a receiver, 6'4", so he's long, but the kid can run. I would guess he's probably low 4'6", high 4'5". So at 6'4", 215, that's moving. Great ball skills. He's a good blocker in the screen game. He's really good on in-breaking routes because he's a bigger kid, slants, digs, seams, sit downs and check downs, those type of routes over the ball in the quarterback's vision. He's great at because he's a big body. He got a high radius to catch the ball, and he's a really, really good player. I won't be surprised if this kid sneaks into that next tier of recruiting. You know what I mean? I won't be surprised if the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Penn States, the Notre Dame, they for sure going to bring him to camp for a workout. Because when you watch the kid on film, he's that good. And like I said, I'm not going to be surprised if he enters that next tier of recruiting. Those are two big-time players for Toledo Central Catholic. I know Ursula know all about them. And if you go into the game this week, keep your eye on them two kids, cornerback Victor Singleton and the tight end Preston Friesel. And the last kid we're going to talk about is Avon senior wide receiver Matt Maxey, 5'10", 175 pounds. Right now, I don't think he have no offers. I didn't find none. I could be wrong. This kid is very, very underrated. This kid right now, he's the all-time leader in receptions at Avon, all-time leader in receiver yards at Avon. Right now, he got 75 catches, 1,200 yards, and 10 touchdowns. So he's been doing this thing all year. I'm gonna go ahead and I like to make bold statements sometimes. I think this kid the best route runner in Northeast Ohio. I think this kid run the best routes in Northeast Ohio. And he's going against, Avon's schedule. They're not playing nobodies. You know what I mean? This kid is playing against big-time programs and big-time talent week in and week out. And when you watch this film, he's dicing. He's cutting and dicing these dudes up. And being a receiver coach, he's doing it the right way. Sometimes you watch kids just try to do too much in their routes because they're watching all these college guys and NFL guys and all these wide receiver trainers that's teaching them how to do all this fancy stuff. And a lot of times you got to know when to use that stuff. It's one thing to have all that stuff in the bag, but you don't know when to bring out the right tool for the job. This kid uses the right tool for the job every time. He's quick. He's always had the right route definition, the right route perspective. This kid is good, man. I don't know why he's not getting recruited. He's playing with a big-time quarterback. He got other big-time Division I players that play with him, so I'm sure schools know about him. This kid is a steal, man. He's also a blocker. He's probably going to be a slot at the next level. He's tough. He'll block you to the whistle. And this kid is a football player, and he's for sure one of the most underrated players we got in Northeast Ohio. And I think right now, out of all the film I've seen, I haven't watched all the receivers' film, but I watched a lot. You know me, I watched a lot.
Right.
Out of all the film I watched, this kid right here is the best route runner I've seen so far. So shout out to Matt, man. We love your game here. I think you a dog. Keep doing your thing. You know what I mean? Hopefully you end up, landing in the right spot you want to land at as far as college. But keep doing your thing, and good luck to you this week, baby. And that's the Stella Stock Report.
Okay, man, there it is.
You know it.
Shout out to the
Mario Manningham. Stay locked in between the lines and Coach Stella.